What's up, guys? A little bit of a different video today. Today I'm going to be breaking down every one of my Mushroom Gorge runs that I've uploaded here on my playlist. We're going to start from oldest time to current PB here, so you'll obviously see the improvements as we go on in this video. And let's get started right here. My first time here is a 144.575. I believe this was set in October 2020. This time in around this time in 2020, I was about relatively new to competitively time trialing this game. So of course this is gonna be the worst run, and you could see by the driving, yeah, it's not the best. Um, Ultimately that wasn't terrible. That actually wasn't terrible. The alignment, just started my drift too early. Oh my gosh. Give it up for 2020 me. This was genuinely one of the best. This was one of the players of all time. Me in 2020. Just doing what I can there. Okay. In all honesty, that wasn't the worst. That could have been way worse. Could have been a 35. But regardless or not, you could see you'll be able to see how much the driving has improved here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a better alignment. Still not good though, but oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We gotta replay that. What is that? Oh my gosh. Skipping the second green mushroom? What was I cooking back then? It's still a point eight. I don't know how, but 2020 me was just a demon. The greatest player to ever exist. Lap 3. Oh, rehop. Okay. Not the worst of the could have been way worse. Okay. For not oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. What is that alignment? Am I about to fall off? Jeez. Yeah, I just really wanted to set a run here, I guess. Bro, I almost fell off. What the heck? Crazy. But we're at the end of the run, thankfully, here. Crank it out with a 144.575. All three laps being .8s. This next run, way better than the last one, 142.9. I believe I set this around Christmas time of 2020, right around the new year. I'm very happy with this run. At the time, I was really happy because I was still somewhat garbage at the game, but this time wasn't terrible considering, for my standards, this was easily my best time. You could see the driving's definitely improved here. I believe at this time I started getting help from Fatality or Eclipse Fatality at the time, known now as Eclipse, and he kind of is the reason this whole kind of journey kind of began. Is 2020. I asked him for help on Mushroom Gorge, got 142 in about a month after, and that was a really good gap jump. Obviously, the transitions with how my gap cuts are gonna be, gap jumps they're not gonna be the best, but yeah. I don't know if this was tops at the time. I believe it was like a point eight or like a mid 7, if I remember correctly. Here we go. This was the mushroom section's gotten better. We're actually hitting the second mushroom this time. Gap jumps are obviously going to be a little questionable, but still a low 3, which 2020 me, really good at the time. Now the time gap in between this run and the 140, my 141 was about 3.5 years, because once I set my 142, I really didn't have any reason to play it again. But reaching the end of the run here, and yeah, better, but still, this is 2020 me we're talking about, so absolute demon of a player. That was a .2. That was really nice. So here we go. This time did reach tops. Number 9th in Canada. 141.965. I believe this run had an absolute meme of a lap run, if I remember correctly. This was set in March of 2024. So quite the big time gap from my 142 and my 141. I started picking this track up, I believe, back in December 2023. Ooh, high, lots of air there. Oh, all right. Wow. Just bouncing everywhere. Bouncing like we're on a bouncy castle. And still not implementing the mushroom skip. I don't think I implement it until my 0.660. 34.2. What a meme of a lap. But these laps are going to be way better. Just better driving. It's just way better driving than 2020. A better section there. Not getting as much air as I did lap 1. A better cave section. Obviously, lap 2 and 3 are going to be way better. Not a bad ending section here in the cave. Yeah, I was really happy with this lap. It's going in between 0.898, so not a bad lap. And reaching lap 3 here, this I believe was another 0.8. I don't know if it was a high 8 or a mid 8. I don't remember it being a low 8. But reaching the end here. Yeah, I'm just trying to finish the run here. Don't know. Oh, okay. We definitely lost some time there. Probably lost about, not 0.1. Probably getting the bounces lap 1 probably costing me 0.150 there. Here we go. Clutching it out. Boom. 141. An 856 there. Even with what happened at the cave, that was quite impressive. And so here, I think it's my 760. Yep, my 760. This is 7th now, so another sizable improvement. I think I did have one small improvement before I set this run. I believe I set like a 916. It was just an absolute meme run. Only reason why I improved is because I actually did task gap, but the run itself was a joke. I didn't want it to upload that run because it was the worst run ever. But big thing here is a much cleaner lap 1 than my 965. Better cave here. Yeah, way better of a cave. Still not using mushroom skip. Didn't really learn it that much at this time. I believe I set this a month after my first 141, which was the 965. Really good lap, 059. I still struggle to get 0.1 ahead of that. Like, my lap 1s are like high 33s, 33.98, 33.97. But that was a really good lap. I believe this lap 2 was I believe lap 2 and 3 were 0.8s, mid 8s, I believe. And this was really good, for not implementing the mushroom skip. I believe these could be like, 0.7s with mushroom skip. Yeah, really good lap there, 848. In my current PB, my lap 2 is a 0.8, which is not good. But lap 3 here is really good. Just not any noticeable mistakes. Just not going for the fastest drive to mushroom skip. A little bit of a slow double MT there. Had a little micro bounce. Those micro bounces are a real run killer. Really good mushroom section. And going in between the stocks. Finishing out with a 141.760. Lap 3, 853. Not terrible, but, it could be better. But yeah, I believe this next run is 6. This was 6 at the time. My 660. I set this during the summer of 24. So 2024 from spring to like summer was about a really good time for me on MG. This run, I believe, implements the mushroom skip here. I start using mushroom skip here. But I was really happy with this run, considering how big of a gap. I believe I remember I was in a call with some of the BT fellas. And yeah, this run was really good. Hold up now. What was that? What was that cave? Why did I continue? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, do we do mushroom skip? All right, we do mushroom skip. How was I able to do mushroom skip with that? I believe it was probably with my wheelie speed here. I'll have to see again. Yeah, my wheelie speed. But this wasn't a terrible mushroom skip there. Still like a 0.707, which is insane. Definitely could have been a 33 lap. How about I not goofed around in the cave? But I don't do that again. This is just a really good run here. I was really happy with that, except for lap 1, of course. A little bit of some micro bounces there. Really, really annoys me at my level now. Here we go again for the mushroom skip. This one was alright, in my opinion. And another really good mushroom skip. Another really good gap jump. 809 there. I think that's faster than my lap 2, my current PB, which is really sad. That just shows you how bad my lap 2s are in my current PBs. A little bit of some more bounces there. Really good there. I was fine with that. There are some exceptions to where the bounces kind of beneficially help me out, although I just don't want any bounces. Here we go, lap 3, 3 for 3 mushroom skip, and boom, a 660. I believe this is my 536 next. Oh no, I remember this. So this was about a year and a half after I set my 660. This was so random because I just got done playing a war with BT. So, and I didn't really have the best of wars, if I remember correctly. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hop on MG just cause maybe just to hit a 141. But no, I set a really good pace. Like 5 minutes into the session, I was like, all right, we can go for an improvement here. But yeah, this run I believe was way better. I was happier with this run simply because there was like no flaws. There's like no noticeable errors. Just driving and just driving. That could be faster, you know? Yeah, this was way better. I don't do mushroom skip lap 1. I don't know if I do it lap 2 or 3. I think I do it lap 3. Yeah, this was all right. 060. And just being able to play this track at such a high level is quite crazy to me, considering where we were in 2020. And I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with how much I've progressed on this track. Yeah, there's not really any noticeable mistakes that the average player can do unless you're like a MG expert like me and a couple players. That was somehow a really good cut and only a 0.8, a mid 8 there. Probably could have saved more time just cleaning up the cave on double MT. But here we go, lap 3. I was just like, all right, let's just try to finish this run because this is still my goal was to beat Jazz, which has always been my goal ever since I set my first 141. And we do mushroom skip here. Not the best of momentum there, but doesn't matter. The greatest 1 millisecond improvement of all time. And I think this one's my 536. So another big cut here. The Jazz Bop. It's like if you set a 0.5 and you don't beat Jazz, it's trash. If you do, it's good then. Cause like that's kind of like the time standard. If you get a 0.5 and you beat Jazz, it's good. If it's not, then it's trash. But I was really happy with this run because I beat Jazz here. And I think I was really happy with lap 1 and 2. Lap 1 I was really happy about. Lap 2, you'll have to watch that because that is just a meme. But really good driving here, lap 1. Really good mushroom skip. Yeah, I started doing better in terms of the mushroom skip there. Going in between the stock and a low 9. I have not set a 0.8 there. This run, it's really, really, really crisp. You'll have to. I believe this all the silly stuff happens here lap 2. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is just hilarious. I decided to continue it simply because of how fast lap 1 was. I was still off screening my pace ghosts that I race. But mushroom skip again, really good. 963. That's slower than my lap 1. That is not normal. But lap 3, I really clutch it out here. I get a 0.6. Clutch for the win. Yep, I decided to just go big time. A little bit of some micro bounces there. Not the end of the world. We're just focused on finishing this run, seeing if we could beat Jas here. Here we go, mushroom skip. We do that. And yeah, I was pretty happy with this run. I mean, I beat Jas, but this run I think I could have been way better. I think this could have been a 0.3. And here we got my current BP, 141.382, which is second inside drift Canadian. So close to Daniel's time. This run I was really quite pleased with. So now we got an input display. And you'll be able to see the mistakes that I'll be able to note out here. But the big mistakes are at the cave, and you'll see. I was really happy with this run. The big lap there. I was happy with lap 1. So here, I'm rocking back a little, which I shouldn't really be doing because I need to fully soft drift that turn. The double MT here at the cave. It's kind of where, even if I get no bounces, I still need to not rock back, in my opinion. But, really good mushroom skip there. I was really solid. Going not in between. 970. I was alright with that lap. Ooh, and some bounces there. Just lead me to a poor alignment into the first mushroom, into the 3 mushroom section there. Still solid. So I was like, let's keep going. Yeah, I realized right there, that bounce, that hop, definitely costed me this time. Because I got some air on the hop, which lost me some time there. But we're still driving really well. Another good mushroom skip here. Gap jump is also really good. So I'm still like 0.150 ahead of my pace ghost. Not the best of alignments into the first turn, but we still managed to just keep going here. Lap 3 is just an incredible lap. Yeah, just going full send here. Yeah, I was quite happy when I saw the lap there. I was like, what? You'll see here. Really good mushroom skip. Going for TAS again, and boom, 0.3. We're going to get 140 soon. 593 lap 3. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, let me know if I should break down other tracks that I'm somewhat decent at. But yeah, see you guys.